My name is Donielle. I want to say thank you for joining us and as well as myself tonight. Dr. Ross, thank you for creating this platform for us to share our experience on this journey of AI. So tonight I will be speaking about compliance in the age of AI, how EFIN holders can stay ahead without getting left behind. What is the EFIN holder? It's anyone that has an electronic federal identification number. They're the ones that are responsible for the tax offices. Today, we will be talking about something that affects every tax professional, whether you're preparing your first return or have an established tax practice. We're going to explore how artificial intelligence is changing tax compliance, and more importantly, how you can use it to strengthen your business without sacrificing your professional judgment or integrity. This session isn't about replacing people with technology. It's about using technology to protect your business, reduce risk, and create systems that allow you to serve your clients with greater confidence. So a little bit about myself, what I do. I help tax professionals and EFIN holders build compliant and scalable audit-ready businesses. I am so sorry. The focus is developing structured compliance systems, strengthening operational processes, preparing business for audits, and helping professionals integrate in AI into their workflows in a practical and responsible way. Over the years, I've learned that most successful tax professionals aren't the smartest people in the room. They're the ones with the best systems. Because when compliance depends on memory, eventually something gets missed. But when compliance is built into your process, consistency becomes a part of your business. The compliance challenge. The tax industry is changing dramatically. We know this. So tax preparers are not just preparing tax returns anymore. They are responsible for protecting sensitive information, verifying identities, documenting every step, staying current with the IRS laws, maintaining cybersecurity standards, and meeting increasingly higher client expectation. And this is happening through one of the busiest seasons of the time of the year, which is tax season. It's only for 4 months. So now they're not just preparing, they're also auditors. What I've observed is that most compliance failures don't happen because the person doesn't care. It happens because they're overwhelmed. A document wasn't uploaded, a verification step was missed, the IRS requirement wasn't communicated, or the deadline slipped through the cracks. Sorry. The challenge is the knowledge, it's managing complexity. The shift. This is where artificial intelligence becomes incredibly valuable. Many people hear AI and they immediately think about, oh, let's create content or creating images. No, it's becoming something much more important for our profession. It's becoming a business assistant. Instead of relying on memory, AI helps create repeatable systems. Searching through lengthy IRS publications, instead of us searching through the lengthy publications, we can use AI to summarize updates and highlight the information that's relevant to your practice. Don't assume every document is complete. Use AI to help identify what's missing before you submit the return. The goal the goal is not to replace your expertise. It's to reduce the number of opportunities for human error. That's a significant shift. There's 5 ways that AI makes compliance easier. So what this actually looks like for your practice: First, compliance checklists. Use AI to generate standardized checklists based on the type of client you're serving, ensuring every required step is completed before filing. Second is the IRS rule monitoring. Instead of reading lengthy notices, AI can summarize regulatory updates into simple action items. Third, document validation. AI can review uploaded files, identify missing signatures, incomplete forms, or inconsistencies before they become a larger problem. And that's what we do not want, problems. Fourth, the client risk analysis. Not every return carries the same level of risk. Let AI help you identify returns that deserve additional review based on patterns and potential red flags. Finally, we have the audit-ready documentation. Rather than scrambling if your business is audited, use AI-supported systems to help organize records throughout the year so that way you're prepared at any time. None of these are replacing your expertise. It's strengthening your processes. Now let's get into a real-world example. We have two tax professionals. We have one that is managing everything manually. They're reviewing documents one by one, checking IRS updates, tracking missing paperwork through emails, and trying to remember every compliance requirement. By the end of the week, they're exhausted. They're already putting over 80 plus hours. The second professional is using AI integrated workflows. So the client documents are automatically reviewed. The compliance checklists are generated instantly, and IRS updates are summarized. Potential risks are highlighted before filing. Audit documentation is organized automatically. This tax professional was able to do all of this in less than 40 hours. So this is where we work smarter instead of harder. Both professionals have the same tax knowledge. The difference is one has a system in place to support their decisions, which amplifies the workflow process. What AI can never replace? Let's be very clear. The things that it should never replace is your ethical decision-making, your professional judgment. It definitely cannot replace trust. It cannot understand a client's unique circumstances the way experienced professionals can. Clients do choose us simply because of trust, not because we know the tax codes. So AI can support compliance, but people create confidence. So here's your action plan. Whether you are new to the tax industry or seasoned preparer, you can use the tools like ChatGPT, Canopy, Intuit Pro Connect, TaxZone. All these can help with you staying in compliance. And you don't have to start with everything at once. You could start one system at a time, depending on your need. I'm going to stay here a minute to give you some real life examples. I've been in the industry for over 15 years, and I have witnessed fraudulent returns firsthand working in tax offices. I can talk about 5 individuals off the top of my head that have went through at IRS tax audit. So the IRS don't just look at the taxpayers. They will audit them. They can audit them within 3 years of the year in question. But when it comes to the EFIN holders, they're building a case. So they might not come in the first year, the second year, the third year. They might come 7 years later or 10 years later, because when they come, they have proof, they have documentation, and now they want to see your files. So if your compliance is not strong within your tax office, then you're going to fail that audit. When you fail that audit, guess what? It hurts. It hurts because those fees are ridiculous. They can go all the way up to 50,000. So some of the real life situations that have happened from these 5 people I can name off the top of my head. One of them survived, still in the tax business. Their fines were over 50,000. They were able to get it down to 2,500. They had some sort of compliance in place, but it wasn't as strong as it is today. So they survived. All these people were making over 7 figures in 4 months with multiple tax offices. I'm going to speak about the ones that didn't survive. One did not spend a day in jail, but they no longer have tax offices. They no longer have their tax business. All their assets were frozen by the IRS due to lack of compliance. The other person did serve at least 6 months in jail. Right now, they are paying 6 figures in restitution. So imagine working 4 months out of the year, making 7 figures for the IRS to just come in one day, and it's gone within the blink of an eye. Most tax marketing strategies that are out there, they teach you about how to make the money. They're not teaching you how to keep the money. This is where compliance comes in. Compliance is teaching you how to keep the money. Do we have any tax professionals on here? And y'all could send claps or put it in the chat. I'm just curious to know if we have any tax professionals on here. Okay. So some of you can relate to what I'm sharing here today. This is not to scare you. This is not to deter you from getting into the tax industry or staying within the tax industry. All it is education on how you can become stronger in compliance. Our next slide talks about the future belongs to the prepared. What it says, it belongs to the prepared. And that's all we're doing, preparing you to dot those I's, cross those T's. Within the past 2 years, the IRS started using AI to review returns and also to audit the returns. So what's stopping you? You should also be thinking about ways on how you can implement AI into your tax business. The IRS is doing it, so should you. It's all about being proactive. I just want to read this final disclaimer pretty quick. It's just pretty much stating that artificial intelligence can support compliance workflows, document validation, audit preparedness, and tax organization, but it does not replace licensed tax expertise, professional judgments, or compliance with IRS regulations. So you don't have to be worried about AI coming for your job. Well, what you can do is use it as a tool to help strengthen your tax practice. So as we come to a close, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us once again, for also listening to all the ladies' presentation, including mine. And if you have any additional questions or would like to connect, you can email us at 729taxology@gmail.com or to the website at 729taxology. Thank you once again. Thank you, Dr. Ross, for this opportunity.